I am coming. You know what I wait for? It says setting up your meeting. So I'm always waiting for it to set the meeting
We're
up.
live.
Yeah, I know. I was coming. I didn't want to be like, I'm coming. Hi, everyone. Welcome. You know what? We look tanned. It's so weird. It was cold today. We're out here looking tanned.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to open up with that because I was not prepared for that this morning.
At all.
And I forgot my hat.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Quest Show. I am your host, Lana Quest, and this is my lovely co-host.
This is honored to be here. Got stuff to talk about. Oh, so much to talk about. Glad to see you.
We do.
How are you? I have a sweater like that color.
Hi, friend. We're going to chit chat in a minute, but I want everyone, before they get lost in our chit chat and before we get lost in our chit chat, please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Please hit that notification bell if you have not done so already so that you are notified when we pop on live. You never know, we may do another day. You don't want to miss us. I don't want to miss us. Anyway, we have a packed show. We know there's breaking news. We will get to it, but we have other stuff we're going to talk about first, and then we're going to do our quotes and questions because I have them this week. And we're going to get into the breaking news. Be patient. We're going to get there.
We're going to get there,
We're going to get there. So how are you, friend?
I'm wonderful. I'm loving my new hairstyle. It's very low maintenance.
I love it too. It's making me feel like summer. Like I just feel like it's summertime. Yeah, go ahead. I know you're going to talk about the weather because it's not even funny right now.
Girl, it was when I mean, because it gets warm during the day, but it was this morning when I came outside. I was not prepared. I was not prepared for that.
Real conversation with Keiko when we left this morning. I go, do I want to be cute or do I want to be warm? Because it was 29 degrees. I'm like, what? I chose warm. I pulled up the North Face. Girl, it's just too cold for that little cute coat.
Like, that's brutal, right?
Yeah, it was I think it was opening day for the Red Sox, and I saw the woman this morning like bundled up at Fenway Park because people were going there. They're like bundle up because it's cold.
Is it opening day already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, opening something.
I'm not a big baseball person.
Yeah, me either. I know we got a lot. I do want to say, because we can't do it at the end of the show, but I wanted to say rest in peace to Mel King. Anyone out there that is from Boston knows Mel King. He died this week. He was 94 years old. We'll talk about him after the show. He's amazing. You would love him. Tall, dark, chocolate, bald-headed. He was the first Black man to run for mayor of Boston.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he in the 90s, he lost to Mayor Ray Flynn, who was an Irish guy. But the thing about Mel King was he was able to get Irish and Black people together. Like, because this is Massachusetts.
That's a feat.
Right. So this is Massachusetts. We had the fighting because of that busing in the 70s, right? So Blacks and Irish people had a problem, and Mel King really tried to mend that divide. He was, every time you would see him in the community, you would just look up to him. And I always knew he was somebody, didn't really understand who he was, but he was touchable. And as I got older, I understood. And he was just a treasure to Boston. And just really, oh my God, 94. I can't even believe he was that old. But
wow,
I just wanted to say that really, that made me sad. I mean, I know he's 94, but I grew up with Mel King. Wow. Anyway, that's that. Sorry. So what are our honorable mentions?
Well, this is one more, for me, 2023 is the year of consequences. 2022 was accountability, I believe. And so speaking of accountability, Ethan Crumley's parents. This was the young man that whose parents bought him a gun, which he took to Oxford to school in Oxford, Michigan, and killed 4 people and injured several others. His parents have been called to the school, asked to please take him out the school. They refused. The judges ruled they will be charged or have been charged with 4 counts each of involuntary manslaughter. This, I think, is one of the first cases where parents have been held accountable for purchasing their minor children, firearms. And I just think that this is a win for justice. And I hope that justice prevails and they are held accountable.
Wasn't she up at the school, the mother? Like, this is what makes it even more atrocious. She was at the school.
Right. They asked her to take him home and she refused. He was texting her, telling her that he was feeling some sort of way or something like that. And she came to the school and she left without him.
Exactly.
And he shot up the school. So
they should be held accountable. And this is also the couple who ran. Right?
Right. That's the other thing. Right. They ran. They left their son in jail. And they ran. You ought to be charged with child abuse, neglect as well.
Yo, that's how much y'all cared about y'all's son. You buy him it was an assault rifle, right? They bought the kid an assault rifle. Yes.
I thought it was a 9mm. I might be wrong.
Oh, was it a 9?
Let me see if I can find this story real quick.
If anybody remembers, drop that in the chat. Remember the parents that ran away? Where'd you say it was? Michigan? Was it in Michigan?
It was Oxford, Michigan. Mm-hmm.
And he took that gun to school and shot those children. And they were begging her to take this kid.
He was worse than a menace. He was a murderer in waiting.
Yeah. Yeah. And they bought him a gun for his birthday or Christmas.
Let me tell you, and we do have to move on, but about this real quick. I was telling you, honey, I was not even buying a pair of $200 tennis for my son at 16. There was no way I was going out and buying a full assault rifle, a 22, a midnight. I wasn't buying him anything like that. Who was spending that type of money for their kid to have a firearm?
Whatever happened to like race cars or fucking Lego or comic books, video games? He didn't want a PlayStation.
He didn't want to play video games.
He didn't want a PlayStation, girl.
I don't know, but anyway, that is that. Also, quickly, Idaho has passed or they are trying to, they're on the verge of passing what they are calling an abortion trafficking law. It will make a felony with a 2 to 5 year sentence anyone that transports a minor, it's not because you can't restrict someone's right to travel. But if you travel to the border and cross, if you travel to the border for the purpose of seeking medication, the post office sits 1 mile over the border, you will be charged. You can be charged with abortion trafficking, which is a felony.
I mean, okay.
Yes. But the word to the border, because you can't say I can't take my niece to Ohio. I don't even know what borders Idaho, another crummy state. I shouldn't say that.
Okay, there's so much stuff is going through my head because it's like Republicans are so coordinated, right? It's like, because they told us they were going to do this because they talked about the bounty hunters and all of that. So we knew that these states were going to start doing that. Then they're going to start doing it with the trans, right? Because they're going to not allow people to travel.
But let's still on abortion. Ronnie is about to pass the 6-week abortion ban in Florida.
Yeah.
So
of course. Of course. And look at the other guy, Tuberville. You heard what he's doing, right? Tuberville is slowing down 106.
Oh, yeah,
He's slowing down 160 military promotions of officers because he's pissed off that the service members get to travel if they're in a limited access for medical care, abortion state. He doesn't want them to be able to travel outside of that state so that they can get an abortion. I'm just so like, girl, what is this?
I do not understand. I wouldn't even want to have such a God complex. I don't even know how you. It's some decisions I would not want to make.
Who are you? They get raped. We know that they get raped in the military. We know that that is a thing. And they're in the military. So would you want them just to be pregnant in the military? And then what? Like, then they lose their, what are you talking about? It's so asinine.
It's very asinine.
I mean, thank God that this is the Senate. So he's only going to slow it down, but eventually it'll all go through.
Right.
But, just like they had the hearing with, I forget the Black man's name, the national security. What's the tall Black man's name? There's Blinken. There's
you talking about Lloyd Austin?
Lloyd Austin testified, right, and told them, you holding this up means that there are empty positions right now that need to be filled. So
we're not. He said in a minute we're going to be not ready to fight. So
right. Yeah. One more. I know we got to move on. Russia took another hostage. That journalist from the Washington Post.
God. No, I thought it was the.
Oh, is it where is he from?
New York Times.
Is he from New York Times?
Girl. Okay, people, we're gonna get better. I'm so sorry.
We didn't know.
You know what? No, but to be honest, so freaking much is really going on, right? Like seriously, there is so much going on.
Yeah. There is so much going on, but that's just took away his special credentials that he has to be there.
He has to stay in jail for 2 months. He has to stay in jail for
before he gets a trial, before he gets even a trial. And they were saying how hard we're not going to know what's going on because he's being accused of espionage. So they don't tell us those. We don't know what goes on with those.
Now, let me tell you something. That story was here a minute ago and it's already gone.
WSJ, huh?
It's Wall Street. I knew. Yeah. I said it's already gone from the feed. It's so much going on.
Right. And that's important. That's a big one. That's insane. But I guess we just arrested a Russian that was here spying on us, pretending to be from Brazil or something.
Oh, yeah. I did see something about that. Yeah. I did.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So next, do you want to go to Tennessee or do you want to go to Mississippi? Tennessee?
You can do Mississippi. I know that there were tornadoes. I think, well, you know what? I haven't seen the latest. Because it's just devastating. I mean, the destruction. I've seen some of the reporting, and they showed a picture of like this 2-year-old little girl. Oh my gosh, she was just so angelic. So I have not been covering that as I should, because it's just so.
It was hard. It was hard to see.
It was in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah. And I mean, and as the reporters were there in the morning, people were finding out that their loved ones were dying. Like this man found out that his parents died. So a tornado went through, I guess 59 miles.
It was a long tornado.
Yes, 59 miles of tornado struck in the night. One of the poorest counties in Mississippi. What is it called? I can't even, I wrote it down, but I can't find it. I don't know. But the population was 2,000. Like it's the poorest and one of the smallest, only 2,000. And the
whole town was destroyed, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean, a population of 2,000
It's
does
not
not
that
cover 59 miles.
exact
So
right.
there was other damage as well.
Right. And this tornado went into Alabama, and I didn't hear how much damage they had. And again, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, it goes to the bottom of the news feed. So we don't
Mm-hmm.
know too much of what's going on. We don't know when Biden's going there. But it is a state of an emergency. They
Mm-hmm.
got FEMA on the ground. There were, at the
Yeah,
time, a couple of days ago, it was 26 deaths. I don't know if it's gone up, which it
right.
probably has, I'm sure, right? The interesting thing about this county and a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
counties in the
Mm-hmm.
South, and I even know where I'm from, and it was Mount Vernon, Alabama, is where we lived.
Mm-hmm.
Our houses were on like cinder blocks, so they weren't even really
Yes.
houses, right? They were all these
They
cinder
didn't have
blocks.
basements. I've
They had
seen houses like
Right.
that.
They didn't
Mm-hmm.
have any basement. So a lot of these houses were like that. They're the mobile homes. Um, these places really should have had a shelter, right? Like other counties that
Right.
had more money that were hit before, because this isn't the first tornado. This is not the first tornado,
Mm-hmm.
but it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't even take a category 5 to come through there and rip roofs off of these houses.
Exactly. Exactly.
That,
What a city might be able to withstand, or say New Orleans,
right,
because their infrastructure is a lot different. It's going to
right.
be different than these people in this poor county that and down, I mean, it's parts of Virginia where my son is, where
Mm,
his home, it's not a mobile home, but it's prefab. Like it's not
right.
like brick with they do the whole wood thing and then they tie back it and then brick it
Mhm,
out, or
mhm.
put paneling, I mean not paneling, siding. They don't, it's like there are some houses like that. It's just a lot of like small trailers, mobile homes, prefab homes that are put,
Right,
they put them together. Not a lot of basements. You don't find like a lot of houses with basements and stuff.
right, right, right.
um, so yeah, you know why? Because well, Mississippi is just poor,
Oh my
but the
God, yeah.
infrastructure money is not there to even build that stuff out.
Right. And that's part of the problem. There's no shelters, no fallout shelters. There was a really sad story coming out of Mississippi where a woman, she was at work during the time. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes, if you're working and you live in Mississippi, and especially in a county like this, your
Mm-hmm.
job is going to be hours away because there's nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I used to tell people buses, it's no buses.
There's
Like
nothing close anywhere,
yeah,
right?
it's no
It's
buses or
not
a
close.
subway system. That's why people
Mm-hmm.
out there have 3 and 4 cars, because if one breaks down, you need another car. So
Right.
she was at work, and that was 2 hours away. Her
Wow.
son was with her cousins and figured they would be okay. So they called her up and was like, everything's not okay. He's hurt. We think he needs to get to a hospital. So she's frantic. She drives, I think her last name was Miles, or her son's name was Miles, but whatever. She drives to try to get to them, but there's down wires
Mm-hmm.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So like the town was gone, but still along the way, there was a lot of damage.
Right.
So the cousin was like a nurse's aide and was like,
Mm-hmm.
we really got to get him out of here. I'm afraid. So they started to drive so they can meet her
Mm-hmm.
halfway in the middle. So they
Mm-hmm.
drove to a motel. She met them there. She had called the dad. They all met there. He was bruised. I don't know. He couldn't breathe. I guess that was the problem. Like he was having trouble getting
Mm-hmm.
oxygen in. They went to the hospital. Now the ambulances were all they could do. Like they were maxed out. Closest hospital, we talked about this. The closest hospital was on the way to closing because it didn't have any of the
Right.
funding.
Right.
So they
Right.
had been asking to be bought out, and like other hospitals had been pooling together
Mm-hmm.
to bring them
Mm-hmm.
supplies even before this, just to keep them
Mm-hmm.
running. So they went to that hospital. They lost lights there. They didn't
Oh
have
my
they didn't
gosh.
have a generator. They didn't have anything, girl.
Wow.
Okay, wrapping up the story, they eventually went another mile or two out to another hospital and got him there. He ended up with a punctured lung,
Mm-hmm.
and some fractured ribs. A
Mm.
punctured lung, if he goes too far with that, he can go into respiratory distress.
Mm-hmm.
His lung was punctured. He could have died. Because now you're talking about hours. This kid is not getting help and he cannot breathe. So that's just a real story coming out of a very poverty-stricken place. Like this, almost like the forgotten place. It makes me mad because why is that, Shell? Like, why don't they have fallout shelters? We know they have tornadoes. Well, you keep putting them back into these mobile homes, which they're going to live in because they can afford that.
I don't have an answer for you on that one.
I know. I just don't understand it. Or even a community shelter, right? So even if you're not giving these people anything,
they don't have a hospital.
You know what?
That's a basic necessity.
So why are they going to have a community shelter if they don't have a hospital?
You mean a community shelter with like a computer hub where the seniors can go and learn? No, that's not a thing there. Unfortunately, that's not.
And it's true. What am I talking about? Some of these people didn't even have indoor plumbing. So like, what am I? And but Chicago, oh, but Baltimore, oh, but New York.
Yeah.
This is a Republican state.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. We're gonna note that
you can tell when she's not interested in what I'm saying, right, y'all? She'd be like,
"No, yeah. you know, we have to, this 8:25."
Yeah.
But no, we have to.
Yes, I know.
Mention Pence has been ordered to testify. Donald Trump has filed an appeal. Whatever, Donald, but he's been ordered to testify. Donna, you're gonna make your lawyers run out of paper filing stuff.
For real, man.
Save the trees. Oh, they do it electronically. Paper. I know people hate when they see emails coming from his law firm.
You know Trump's attorneys ain't doing no electronic. They probably printing everything.
No, well, I don't know. How do they do anything? They can't write anything down.
No, it is all electronic, but I'm just saying his attorneys be looking like Rudy Giuliani don't look like he can do it.
Right.
That's what they remind me of.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Oh, more storms? Wow. So let's go on to we're gonna just move on to Tennessee so we can break before we get to the top story.
Do we want to mention Dominion?
You mention it because
I certainly shall.
Yeah.
So they unsealed the thing. Some of the emails have been redacted. They did the unredacted emails. They were from CEO Suzanne Scott, saying that, I can tell you what she said because I took pictures because you know what? I'm old and I don't be remembering stuff. Suzanne says, this has to stop now. I'm going to address this with you and Jay and Lowell tomorrow. This is bad business, and there's clearly a lack of understanding as what is happening in these shows. The audience is furious, and we are just feeding the material. Bad for business. She's talking about the fact checking.
Right.
Yeah. She's talking about not the lies. She's speaking about the fact checking. Again, I'm getting major incoming on her editorializing at the top of Dana's show and her dismissive tone and indifference to the audience. We need to manage this. I saw she just did a hit in Cabo. I hope she didn't double down. I can't keep defending these reporters who don't understand our viewers and how to handle stories. The audience feels like we crapped on and we have damaged their trust and belief in us. We lost 25,000 subs from Fox Nation. We can fix this, but we cannot smirk at our viewers any longer. Again, because this is about the truth, not the lie. And then I just had one more goodie because I just like this. This was from some guy that was saying that They were saying that they were going to have Mike Lindell on air, and this guy's response was, Mike Lindell is crazy and about to get sued by Dominion. What the fuck is he going to say on our air? WTI. That was a plum.
Yo, Fox News was in disarray.
This was two producers talking with each
what
other.
The heck? Like so much disarray, girl. And you know what's hilarious? You know, we know that it hasn't settled, so we know it's going to trial. But we also got to think Dominion is like, I don't want to settle. I want to keep putting this information out so your viewers can see.
You know what?
Like, they're not going to settle. Settle Dominion. What? I don't know.
You can be the follow-up to 1-6. You can be the summer
they're
blockbuster,
like,
please.
Exactly.
Court TV, we need you. We need you. Somebody has to go full tilt on this broadcast.
Yeah, they are going for vindication. They ran their name through. So they're like, no, I'm not
They have to restore their reputation.
Exactly. The world is going to see what you did. So they're not going to settle. Even if Fox wanted to settle, and maybe they have tried, we wouldn't know. But
I hope they don't.
Dominion's not settling.
You have the owner to the CEO to the producers to the commentators to the entertainers, not the news reporters, the entertainers. And then the internal lawsuit, there's still Abby. Oh, Abby has said that she will only testify for Dominion. Abby Grossman. That's Maria Bartoloma's producer. So yeah, there's that.
Walter said Fox News was calling Trump crazy today.
What? Wait. Are they responding to his?
I don't know. We got to get into that one. So let's go because we need to break. Go ahead. Let's hit Tennessee real quick so we can get to our quotes. As everyone knows, there was another mass shooting, the 129th to be exact of 2023. That is absolutely insane. 3 children and 3 adults were murdered. I don't know what else to say other than Tennessee is continuing to loosen their gun laws. Like, I mean, I don't. Did you say
thousands of people stormed their capital today,
and
it's literally your people, your constituents, in your face, telling you what they want you to do. You talk about the will of the constituents, they're telling you.
Right.
Right.
Girl, there were people, did you see like a piece? So they were talking to certain people that were at the Capitol, and there was a Black woman and her son there, and she had lost one son to the Waffle House mass shooting in Tennessee. 5 years ago. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about that one. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, that makes me so mad that we have so many of these things that we're just like, wow.
Right.
Because everywhere you go, there's going to be someone who was impacted by a mass shooting. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And she said when she got that alarm and schools got locked down, she thought it was at her living son's school. So now she got triggered, you know what I mean? And more anxiety, thinking, oh my God, I'm about to lose another son. But they don't care.
Yeah, like I said, the will of the constituents are speaking to you. I've heard things batted around, like, because the shooter was able to shoot through the glass doors, no more glass doors. Yes, let's make the schools look like prisons. Oh, I also read today that they're proposing to have an armed guard at the entrance of all public and private schools.
Who's paying for that? Like, that's so fucking stupid.
I think that's insane. You have money for that?
Every fucking school? Are we joking right
that's
now?
A proposal they're floating around.
It's cheaper to get rid of the guns. Like, what are we talking? a armed guard. So our kids have to, what are we in Mexico? What is this?
How
Imagine
about
you're,
a red flag law?
and that's all it takes. Because I always say, you know what, keep your stupid assault rifles. Like I don't care. I don't think we even should be saying ban them, which I want them to be banned, but I don't think that's a great argument for the crazies. Just some simple red flag laws that this person was having some mental issues. Her family knew that she was having some mental issues, thought that she had sold the guns. A reporter asked a wonderful question.
No, they only knew of one.
Right, but
they thought she had one, and they thought she sold that one. They knew nothing about the 7 that they recovered.
Oh, I thought they said
no,
they thought
no,
that
girl. They knew she had a gun. They thought she sold that one gun. They didn't know anything else. They didn't know anything about those guns they recovered. That's a problem.
Man,
because she was 28 living with her parents. That's a problem.
That's a problem right there. And then the parents knew that was a problem. A reporter asked the police chief, which I really liked him. And she was like, well, if you knew that, you know, the person had a mental issue and had suicidal tendencies, would you have been able to seize the guns? So he did this 2-part thing, like, well, if we knew, we would have, but there is no law for us to do it, right? Because there's no red flag law. So you couldn't have done it. They couldn't have taken her guns. They would have had to go through a whole process, girl. There's no law.
But doesn't the red flag law in part flag you before the gun is even bought?
That would have done that, absolutely. But then is that the only thing that the red flag law does?
No, I mean, it might do a number of things, but I think that's what it does. It flags you.
Right.
If she had,
right, exactly. Oh, universal background checks too. They said that there are only 10 states, girl, in the United States that have laws that say you cannot, if you have been a perpetrator of domestic abuse, that you cannot get a gun. Only 10 states? So that sounds like blue states need to fix some of their laws too that are on the books.
They Maryland is salivating at the thought of having concealed carry.
No way. Really?
Not all, but as soon as they struck down that law in New York, I started seeing ads for, Maryland could be next.
Yeah.
Sign up for your class. Now here's the thing though. You have to sign up. You have to do training. Here you have to be trained and certified and registered. So Tennessee, I don't think they require any of that.
No permitless.
No training, no certification.
Nothing. Just get a gun. Just whatever. Girl, did we talk about Missouri? What kind of law they have? There a law came up for them to vote on to ban children from being able to open carry in public spaces. Republicans voted against banning children. So in Missouri, a toddler can carry a gun in a public space because there's no age limit.
That doesn't make any sense.
They voted against. I know. It sounds like I'm making it up. That's how much sense I mean. Girl, you making that up. You lies. You lying.
One thing I do want to say about Tennessee, this is I hope this is one of the clearest examples yet. With those parents storming to that Capitol, Uvalde, those parents were brown.
Yep.
We already know what that was about.
I had the same thought, girl.
I really hope, and I Tennessee, go ahead, pass your gun laws, do whatever you want. I hope they have the good sense to vote you all out of office. They're not representing your interest. Nope. This will be, you've asked them to do something. If they don't do anything, they're clear cut. The most important for your kids. This is not, you've asked them, please do red flag law. We didn't ask you to ban. We didn't ask you to make it illegal in the state of Tennessee. Right. Do something. If y'all end up not doing anything, they need to vote you out. People, vote your values, vote your
Vote your
kids.
values.
Vote
Vote
your
for your
kids.
kids. They don't care about your kids.
Right.
They don't care about you. They don't care. They care about more gun sales because guess what? If you're living in fear, like they want you to live in fear, you go out and you buy more guns. Like at this point, it's not even really about the NRA, like a little bit, but the NRA has lost a lot of power. Like they just have.
They have.
This is about the gun manufacturers. You're going out and buying more and more guns because people are afraid. So they're just like arm up to the T. Like they can shoot you with like more than 20 guns. Like it's just so confusing.
Right. Like you can hold 5 in your hand at one time.
Your tongue, one in your mouth. It's like trying to pull like that, putting your hand grenades and throwing like, oh, honey, I didn't know you came home early for work.
Meanwhile, gun deaths are the leading cause of death for our children. I don't have statistics on this, but it's not all mass shootings. A lot of them are in-home accidental deaths.
Yeah. This year, last month, a toddler shot its toddler sibling.
Oh, wow.
That just happened. One was 4 and one was 3 or something like that. Got a gun, killed its sibling.
Now, see, I mean, but here's the thing, training would teach you how to properly store, handle, put a safety on your gun. If you can just walk into a place willy-nilly,
you have no idea.
You don't know. It's
the basic things, right? I mean, but it's definitely the basics, like never point it at anyone. The basics at never put your hand on the trigger unless you're going to shoot. Like there are absolute things that sound like, oh, everybody should know that, but you need that reinforced because people don't think that. Oh my, shout out to Jamal Bowman. Shout out to Jamal Bowman. Shout out to him. If y'all didn't see that video, Google it, watch him. Watch him in the halls of Congress going off on just anybody and everybody that would listen. Y'all are cowards. Y'all are in the pockets of the gun manufacturers and the NRAs. Our kids are dying. Watch him. It's
and I do want to not give a shout out, but give recognition, as others have done, to the Nashville police that responded to that shooting, because they definitely did their job. And let me tell you something. Again, commending them, because police officers don't do that. We have Uvalde where they don't do their job. We have Tyree Nichols where they don't do their job. We have the young man in Virginia that was just smothered to death where they don't do. So thank you for doing your job and doing it well.
Just
when you do your job well, you save lives. You save lives. You don't cause that.
No hesitation with them. They just went in. They didn't even have tactical
14
gear.
minutes compared to over 88 minutes.
Right. All right. We're gonna go light now. The light part of the show. We're going to take a break for quotes and questions, and then we're going to hit the breaking news. I know you all are waiting to talk about it.
When are you going to talk about that? We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. That's right. All right, let's do some quotes real quick, y'all. I am so proud of myself because I got so close. Score. So if you are lurking out there and not in the chat, here's your time to get in the chat. We play a game called Quotes and Questions, while I will say some quotes and you guys guess who said it with my crappy hints. All right, first quotes. Some parents don't love their kids. Who said that this week?
Who said that? Who said such a thing?
Some parents just don't love their kids. I don't know. Failed politician. Has a brand of water.
Oh, really?
Likes ketchup. Some parents don't love their kids.
Michelle is saying these parents need to do like Emmett Till's mother, post those pics of
I
their kids.
thought the same thing, and I understand how difficult it is, but sometimes that's the difference between,
Because you can't imagine
that
a video
what
game is
changes
not
it.
going to show you what an AR-15 does
Right.
in real life.
Right. It doesn't change, right? Once that's shown, because we talked about what just happened in Tennessee, how they stormed the Capitol. If pictures came out of those children, that will happen around. That would be like a George Floyd movement. It would happen
because it would be so shocking. It would be.
Yeah. Yep. I absolutely agree. I think that's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I think there will be a parent that's like,
it just needs to be shocked into consciousness. This is what it is.
right.
And everyone on the chat has guessed.
Oh, sorry. Trump.
No, but
correct.
no. Good side talk while they were waiting.
This is one of my favorites. Trump commits his crimes in Costco-sized buckets. I
think I saw that. I don't remember who said
it. Has a news show on MSNBC. If I say more, you're gonna know me. Trump commits his crimes in Costco-sized buckets. Yo, I can't.
male or female?
Oh, thank you, female. He commit like the family-sized crimes.
In bulk.
He commits crimes in bulk.
In bulk. Big and in bulk.
Oh my God. Oh, that's a good guess. Joy Reid. The white Joy Reid.
Michelle got it.
No, that's not. No. Oh no. The white Joy Reid. I don't know how to. She's married to a journalist. She used to be on The View. There we go. I think she was on The View. Yeah. Those are good guesses. I don't know if Jen Psaki would be that clever. I like her, but this is a Joy Reid or a. Come on, y'all. She was on The View. She used to be a Republican. Oh, they still talking about bulk. You know who said it. Thank you. Michelle said Nicole Wallace. What say you, Clemens?
Whoopi.
Mary. Yeah, Mary, that's right. Walter didn't guess, and he's a little delayed. Give him a second. See, that's why we be having that side conversation. So all the names can get in there. Yeah, I really like your hair though. It's really good. It's giving me poetic justice.
Thank you. This way. I can wear.
Okay. Question mark. Nicole Wallace.
All right.
Nicole Wallace. Trump commits his crimes in Costco-sized buckets. Nicole Wallace said that.
I gave you a little hair dance while we were waiting.
Yes, she'll give you another in a minute. This is gonna be a little difficult. I'm sorry. I try not to do names that we don't normally have, but he doesn't know where to win. He doesn't know where to wind his. Wait, hold on. Oh, he doesn't know where to wind his rear, whether to wind his rear or scratch his watch.
Who said? I know you can't tell me, and I don't know who that was.
Talking about Ron. We're talking about Ron DeSantis.
Stop playing.
He said he doesn't know where to wind his rear or scratch his watch.
I'm gonna have to remember that.
So he's very Southern, of course. You don't know where to wind his rear or scratch his watch.
I think I know.
Yes, it's
Okay.
white bald man looking like
I already know
Wallace.
who said that is so him. If this is the person,
He's the master Democratic. If you need advice on how to run your on Democrats, he is the master. I don't know where he is from, but he is from the South.
I think he's from Louisiana.
Oh, I think you're right. He is from Louisiana.
Mhm.
Initials are JC. We'll give you that. JC was talking about Ron DeSantis and said he doesn't know where to wind his rear or scratch his watch. Like, I don't know that guy. He just don't know where to wind his rear or scratch his watch. I think it was on Ari too. I think Ari was just like,
because he can say some stuff.
He does. He really does. Yeah, that old Southern man. Can't remember his name. Begins with JC. It's almost like the last name sounds like an ice cream. Is there an ice cream place called something? Okay, yeah.
I used to have, girl, oh my gosh. And then in 12th grade in high school, I went to school half day, work half day. Oh my gosh, there was one of those places near my job. I would go get that chocolate milkshake for lunch. Oh my God. It was this place that had these burgers, I would just do like a burger and a milkshake. I'm sure I probably got a little porky. A burger and a milkshake every day. They were
that was before Friendlies, right? I think it was maybe before
I never liked Friendlies. They were out around the same time as Baskin Robbins. Did y'all have Baskin Robbins?
I think we did have
31 flavors.
I don't think we had a lot of Baskins, but
right. But I'm saying they were that other place in Baskin Robbins, and then Friendlies I think came along a little later.
Yes, Michelle. James Carville.
Yes,
said that. I love.
I've never had Dairy Queen.
Next, really? Huh. Trump is a man that has lost control because he hears the footsteps. So that is our favorite Reverend on MSNBC.
Are those footsteps or does he hear this? Is it just, I hear you, I'm coming.
Do you think he's gonna pose for his because he's got
no, because like they said, I don't care who he think he is, it is humiliating to get the black on your plans and have to do a mugshot.
I know. I can't wait to see it. I guarantee it's gonna be like this.
And the lighting is gonna be so bad. He's turning himself in next week.
How's he gonna look? Oh my goodness, Walter, you don't watch MSNBC? You are at a loss here.
Walter, what do you watch?
Don't say CNN. All right, last one. They're all cowards. They won't do anything to save the lives of our children. I'm sorry. They're all cowards. They won't do anything to save the lives of our children. We were just talking about him. He yelled it in the halls of Congress. I love him. New York. Sounded like a New Yorker.
Was it Michael Cohen? Never mind. I'll remember in a minute, but this is a part of the story that's coming up. I think it was him.
So Walter's not going to know the answer to this. Well, he may. I don't know what he's watching. All the Democrats. That's true. Jamal Bowman was yelling in the halls of Congress that they were all cowards. He called them to task. One of them Republicans had the nerve to try to talk to him, to tell him they need more guns. And he's like, we don't need more guns. Look at the data. And the guy's like, calm down. It's like, calm down. Kids are dying. Like, wow. You tell me to calm down? And what? Yeah, go sit down. Anyway, good job, everyone. Good job. We are on so much Great time. We are doing good. We're on fire right now.
We
Set
got
it up.
7 minutes.
Yeah, we good.
Set
We
it
good.
up.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
you mean Trump been indicted? That's set
Nah.
up.
Not really set up, is it?
I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry because there's a process I don't derive. Forget that. Trump got indicted. I am deriving some glee. I am not a news journalist. This is fact-based, but it is entertainment, and I'm going to give you my entertaining take on it.
Go ahead.
Him got indicted. Him got indicted.
Nanny, boo, boo. Oh, boo, 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 boo.
So it was
Oh.
reported first
Can I
by
go
the
get
New
my
York
ketchup?
Times.
Can I go get some ketchup? Yeah, I should have had a ketchup prop so I could have been like, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Next show, you bring your ketchup and I'll bring my tiny violin.
Okay, cool. It's a date.
But yeah, it was first reported by the New York Times, then confirmed by everybody that the grand jury had voted to indict Trump. And there was also a small news story about slightly beefed up security, and then all of this indictment stuff came down. We have not seen Alvin Bragg. Congratulations to Alvin Bragg. He is the first person to file an indictment against a president, criminal indictment. And I believe, and this is me again, giving you my side of the story, I think it's only fitting that that Black man was the first person to indict him. Bye, Donald. I'm sorry, you go now.
Now, I was just going to say, because we talked about this, we owe you, Donald. We owe you, Donald, for all your racism and your bigotry. We owe you. So, yes,
Facts
I am
on facts.
celebrating as well.
Yes.
And let's not forget, for all of those Republicans that are out here saying, oh, it's so political and Soros, and all of the bullshit, let's just stop a minute to say, Alvin Bragg had us all pissed off not too long ago when he decided that he wasn't going to do anything, and his own prosecutors quit because they were pissed off at him. So we know it's not right. So we know it's not political because he wasn't going to do it. So something changed, some information, someone came forward, more evidence that was like, I can't turn my back on this.
Let me tell you something. First of all, I want to do a poll on how many of Trump's base actually know who the flip flam and flop George Soros is. Okay, let's start there. Y'all keep throwing out these words. Don't nobody know who that man is. And once they read about him, they don't care. They don't care.
That shit is hilarious.
That part. All of them.
So
true. Trump, all of them, the Soros back, Alvin Bragg. Yo, where's Alvin from? I'm Bronx back, and I'm getting ready to show you a thing or two. You best to get out of here. Michael Cohen, that's what I wanted to say. Of course, they got Michael on the phone to get his reaction. Thank you, MSNBC. Walter, you got to get on the MSNBC. And Michael said, let me tell you something. He said, I don't think New York is the place that Trump supporters want to bring any trouble. He said nothing against Washington, but New York is not Washington. He said, I think the NYPD are the finest police department in the world. The police...
We saw what
the police are going to be busy trying to protect Donald from all the real New Yorkers that want to get at him.
Exactly.
New York is not the place.
Exactly.
Trump supporters, and I don't talk to y'all often, don't go to New York thinking you're going to cause no issues. That's not going to work out well. For reference, I'm going to show you, I refer to you, it's a video that's going around from 2 Sundays ago, when the Proud Boys decided that they wanted to visit that neighborhood. That didn't go well.
It didn't go well.
I didn't come here to get the shit beat out of me. That's what one of the Proud Boys said. Don't go to New York causing no ruckus for Trump because New Yorkers are not about your dumbness.
Like, do y'all know New York? I don't think y'all know New York. Like, New York can fight each other, but New York stick together. New York is like its own fucking country. They don't need to leave New York. Like, if you ever talk to someone from New York, they'd be like, why do I need to leave? Why do I need to come to Massachusetts to visit? Like, everything is in New York. These people are like bound by blood in New York. It don't matter how old you are. You could be 100 years old. You are a New Yorker to the core. So stop playing Trump. Go. Man, they showed Bragg leaving the courthouse today. There was so many cops and security. You didn't even see that big ass man. And he big.
Wow.
He's big. And you couldn't barely see him leaving that courtroom. Like you said, play it. Go ahead.
Like I said, going home to eat dinner. He ain't even make a statement, did he? No.
You
I had dinner.
You know who made a statement?
Who? Trump.
Well, I mean, he did. Trump did, right? He wrote something on Truth Social that
but
said,
I did see a video.
Oh, he wrote it. He did a video.
No, Don Jr. did.
Oh, I saw it. He looked like he put eye drops in his eyes, like they were still dilated, really large, but he didn't look crazy.
No, he looked crazy. No, he was high.
He looked like he was trying to hide it. Of
course he was.
His eyes were dilated so big. I'm like,
he was probably crying a little bit. He had to get that together, but no, he wasn't.
That was funny. Tell me, you can tell me about the video, then I'll tell you about the statement.
Oh no, I was just gonna say he was like, what did he say? Oh, it was Soros backed. What else did he say? I don't know. They didn't play too much of it. All right, cut away from that crap real quick. But no. What did you see?
I did kind of I have part of what there's two parts. Donald Trump did release something on Truth Social. And listen, I'm not gonna read the whole thing. It goes, these thugs and radical left monsters have just indicated the 45th president of the United States of America. Indicated. This is when you know he's scared because he used the wrong word. He didn't put indicted. He put indicated. And then it went to all of the capitals and the leading Republican candidate by far for the 2024 nomination for president. This is an attack on our country, the likes of which has never been seen before. It is likewise a continuing attack on our once free and fair elections. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? A nation in serious decline. So sad.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the ranch, Melania is like, I think I'll have the lamb for dinner tonight. Thank you.
I thought that too. I know she
is nowhere near around him. I wouldn't be around him.
She's probably like, I cannot wait for the next one. So
I know you didn't say she feeling like that. Oh, right. Let us remind everyone, because we are over time. This is not an ending.
No.
This is just the beginning of what could be a trilogy.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, but real quick, the next person, I'm not going to read his statement because I would have to find it. DeSantis did a tweet. And I guess because they were talking about it before.
Yeah.
Soros backed.
He's not going to extradite him.
Yeah. You know what, Ron? Kick rocks. You're not going to get his supporters. Just stop. That's because we know when you got word of that indictment, we know Ron DeSantis was doing he was happy as all get out.
Ron, babes. That indictment is not going to help you.
It's not.
Trump is going to bury you.
Yes.
Before he lets you take his nomination. And we're just waiting for that to happen. Yeah. Everything's still going according to plan? Okay. Everything is still on track.
It's absolute. But how desperate is that, Shell? Like, how desperate is it for him to make he's running against Trump. Trump's been bashing him all week.
He didn't have to say anything at all.
He shouldn't have said anything. Like you said something. Trump was just bashing you yesterday, and here you come now. Well, this is a questionable, but what's questionable? He hasn't, you don't even know what he's being charged with. What
exactly.
Is questionable, Attorney DeSantis? What is questionable? You
are before we go, Walter just reminded us, Mickey put the Tada and Ron.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we didn't say that. How did we forget that one? Yeah, but so that's funny. Yeah. To be continued, like you said, it's not gonna happen right away. This thing is gonna be drawn out, and we just wanted to draw out so that Biden is running against a man with multiple indictments. That is what we want to see. Yeah,
but Disney. So Disney, and their board. So back in February, Ron DeSantis, mad with Disney because they spoke out about his Don't Say Gay bill, decided to punish them by drafting a bill to replace the board that had been overseeing Disney in their special tax district. He dissolved the special tax district, and he decided that he was going to pass a bill to appoint his own board, which he did, and appointed them, some religious people, conservatives, but all his appointees. Well, apparently, as I was reading in the story, late Friday night, I'm going to say this past Friday night, because the story's just breaking, they found out back in February, the day before the bill was passed, Disney and their board decided that they wanted to pass a resolution. They actually did this beforehand because the announcement went public in the papers when you want to do things like that. They passed a resolution that returned most of the power and oversight of Disney to Disney, and basically stripped the board of any real governance that they have. So basically, anything that the board decides to do, Disney has to approve.
Wow.
Oh, and also what else actually makes this special is not the in perpetuity, it is the royal. I'm gonna use this on my contracts too. When I start getting endorsements and stuff. When I start getting endorsements, I want my contracts to say in perpetuity, or after the last descendant of King Charles III, who is now alive, the one that just became king, that's got, I think I just read that Harry's kid, Archie, is 6 in line, so Lilibet would be 7. So we already got 7 behind Charles. So the last descendant is dead. That's how long that contract gonna be in place. That's how long.
That's okay.
Disney is going to have control.
Mickey Mouse will still be alive too.
Disney was like, I'm gonna make it another 100,000 years. I love it.
But you know what? Good for Ron DeSantis. Like that, I love it. The biggest party, the biggest queer party is coming to Florida.
Be invited to their summit that they're going to have.
I know.
What is it? LGBTQ plus.
I love it. And they're going to court because of course Ron DeSantis is going to try to fight this, but I hope Disney like just drags it all out.
Disney like was like, we put it in the paper.
It's right. It's right. It's right here.
We posted it right there.
You didn't see this? Huh? What you thought we were gonna do? What you thought? What you thought was? You went out of business? How'd you think we would lasted all these years? Like, what do you think this is?
They got you, Ron.
You think we don't have attorneys? You. Oh my God. Ugh.
They got you. Yeah, they did. That's another bit of good news. Trump's indicted. Disney was like, no, give us our crap back.
Wait, Walter Clemens has a relative named Walter Clemens that was friends and also worked for Walt Disney. Walter, you have to clarify that. Unless I just can't see. Am I seeing that right?
Oh, his walk of shame. Oh, New Yorkers should do a shame sequence for him.
They're gonna, oh my God, the reporters are gonna be outside that court.
Shame, shame, shame. And all my GTO fans will know what I'm talking about.
Well, he gonna get to do his
GOT.
walk.
What color suit you think you're gonna wear? We gotta go, y'all. It's 9:08.
The same one he always be wearing. What the hell color is that? Blue?
With the 6-foot tie.
Yo. That tie could be a belt.
That tie could wipe his ass.
Not to wipe his ass. What's wrong with you? Why would he do that? That man does not look like he be doing any of that business.
That tie probably doubles as quite a few things. But we digress. Everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah. And you know what? A jury will decide. And I don't care, to be honest with you. All we wanted was this man to be indicted. Like,
it was the principle. It needed to happen.
Exactly.
No one is above the law.
Right.
No one is above the law.
He should have a day in court. Because he should be in court. Like, that's ridiculous. So, yay, this was a good day, guys. It's really nice.
It was. Yeah. Happy Friday Eve.
Yes. And it is late. So, I'm going to go. I think
we're out of here.
Everything.
We'll probably be back next week.
Yeah, we'll probably be back next week because we'll have his mugshot.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, guys. Thank you,
Bye.
Walter,
Night.
Michelle, Mary. Are you explaining, Walter? Back in the 60s, I got to ride the float with Mickey and Goofy.
For real, Walter?
Cool, Walter.
That's cool.
Hey, little Walter. What was that? Tony? Okay. All right, bye, guys. Bye,
Bye.
Michelle,
Walter
Mary.
watching
Okay.
MSNBC. Bye.
Yes, Walter, so you can get some of these clues.